All right, good morning, everyone. It's 9 o'clock. I hope it's not 9:35. Let's stand for a prayer and a pledge of allegiance. Heavenly Father, we come to you this morning just to give you the praise for this beautiful new day. We just pray your blessing and your guidance and direction on this agenda, each and every item. Thank you for those that have come. Thank you for all of our county employees and elected officials and for the work that they do for the betterment of this community. Father, we pray for our community, for this state, in fact, for our entire nation as we go through these difficult times. We thank you for a successful parade event this past Saturday, and we thank you that we live in a community like Mount Pleasant where we are fortunately not having to deal with many of these problems. We just ask for your continued watch care over this community on a daily basis, that we would all work together to show the rest of the world how a community can live in harmony. Thank you again for your forgiveness. Thank you for your Son, Jesus Christ. In his name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have freed up one microphone, and I will leave it up here. Anyone is welcome to speak. I will ask that you come up to the microphone if you'd like to speak, so I'll recognize you anywhere out in the audience when you're ready to speak. I've got agendas over here, masks over here if you're so inclined. All right, let's begin here. Today being the 8th day of June 2020, just after 9 a.m., our first meeting of the month of June, and we will begin with item number 1, public comment time. If you have anything to address in general, otherwise you can speak towards any specific agenda item that you like. Anyone have any general comments that they'd like to make at this time? All right, we'll move on to consider the minutes in item number 2 of our last meeting on May 22nd.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
The motion to approve those minutes is made by Commissioner Parker.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Fitch. All in favor of approval, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? There are none. Item number 3, report from commissioners regarding road work status. Commissioner Riddle.
We've preparing roads for seal coat. We should be able to do it within a week or so. It's going to take about a week worth, I guess, once we get the machinery to our precinct. So I don't know who's going to be first, but it's going to take up a few weeks, and I think we've picked out exactly the week it'll take us to do the roads on it. It's 1550 and 1620 and 1520, and a couple little spots. That's it.
Commissioner Fitch.
We continue mowing, and we're going to head to the southeast part of my precinct, which is around behind the airport, over towards around the Silverleaf Circle area off of 4000. Get that this week and start another round. We've been continuing to replace several base failures in the roads. Out at Hope's Landing, we're working on several big base failures out there, and on 2500 we got several we're working on. Of course, a couple of days we went and repaired potholes, put in some culverts on 2850, and then we had several trees down, a couple of days of storms around the Memorial Day weekend, and out on 1240 we had an EF1 tornado. They ended up classifying it as that, knocked down several dozen trees. Made a pretty good mess out there. We still have probably another day just removing some stumps and debris out there, and that's what I got going.
Well, we've started on 3260, tearing the road up, putting pit oil on it to get it ready for seal coating. We put some culverts in over 3070 and been patching a little bit and trying to get ready for seal coating.
We
started mowing Thursday a week ago, and mowed Thursday and Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday of this last week, and then we had to pull off and put a couple of culverts in that people had called needing put in their driveways, and been doing side cutting down around Chapel Hill area around the school and all down there, trying to get that cut back down there. Hope to get back on the mowers and finish mowing starting tomorrow, and hope to be through with our first round of mowing by the end of the week.
All right, thank you. Item number 4, consider and possibly approve a resolution regarding the 2020 Help America Vote Act, or the HAVA Act, which is a CARES Act subgrant, along with a HAVA election security subgrant. Pam Holmes, our election administrator, is here to give us a brief explanation of what these two grants are that give us some funding opportunities.
Well, it's good news for the county that we have some funding coming up, and I would like for the court to consider approving this resolution. And the 5 points of the resolution is that the County Commissioners Court agrees on the expenditure of the funds in accordance with the state and federal laws, and that the court would assign a single point of contact between us and the state. That the court would agree that claims against the fund would be audited and approved in the same manner as other claims against the county, and in other words, orders of payment at the end of Commissioner's Court. And then also that the court would agree that it will not consider the availability of the funds in adopting the county budget at the end of September. And that the court agrees that in the event of loss, misuse, or noncompliance pursuant to any grant award agreement with the Secretary of State, that the court agrees that the funds would be returned. And I'd just like to give you an overview of the funds that are available. For the 2020 CARES Act grant, this is dealing specifically with COVID-related issues, and there's $27,535.42 available for that. The county does have to agree to match that at 20%. The required match is $5,507.08. We are allowed to use our Chapter 19 funds that my office has accumulated as a reimbursement from the Secretary of State as a portion of that. The Chapter 19 funds are available are $2,512.16, and so the maximum outlay for the county would be $2,994.92 if we use all of that available funding. Then the second part of those grants, the election security grants, we did just finish our election security assessment. Yes.
Just so we can mentally break this down.
Yes.
The first one of these two relates to us getting some additional funding that could help us if we have COVID-related expenses that you have to work into your, does that apply for the upcoming election here in July as well as in November?
Yes.
So if you had to make modifications or buy a lot of masks or hand sanitizer or make whatever adjustments you need that cost you more money, that's what this money is for.
Mm-hmm.
And are we eligible for that entire amount? Do we have to?
We are eligible for the entire amount as long as we agree to match it.
Okay, $27,000?
$535.42, yes.
Okay. Do you think we'll need some, part, none, all of that? What do you think?
Well, we do have a large expenditure coming up that's not built into the budget, and we can use these funds for that, and that is the new electronic poll pads that we've been using in the last couple of elections. We're going to be paying for those. And so
we can use that money.
And we can use that money to pay for that.
That's a pretty good bill, isn't it?
It is. It's I think it's somewhat over $30,000. So we could really offset it with some of these funds, because On this coming election, the primary runoff, I don't see that we're going to have a lot of expenditure for COVID-related issues. Just the general PPE and voter protection as far as social distancing. We've kind of got a plan going for that. We don't expect a great big 100% turnout of voters for the primary runoff. However, in November, we'll be expecting a larger turnout, and it's just yet to be seen about how the state is going to be reacting to the COVID, if we're going to be kind of over the pandemic or if it's going to be in full swing again. So we kind of have to take that as it comes.
Okay, thank you. Going on to the other one.
Okay, so then we have the election security grant, and that 2020 election security grant is actually two security grants rolled into one, because we had one for 2018 and one for 2020, and they decided to roll it into one and call it the 2020. The funds available for the 2018 was $40,000, and we can still use that. We're still within that grant period, and there is no match required by the county for that amount of money, so for $40,000. The 2020 does require the county to match $80,000 at 20%. So our maximum layout for that would be $16,000. But you'd be getting $80,000. But so the total funds available to us is in the forms of these grants is $147,535.42. And the maximum expenditure by the county to receive, if we needed to use 100% of those funds, the maximum expenditure would be $18,994.92.
How much could we get without any match? 40,000?
The $40,000 for the security grant, yes.
Okay. Do you think we'll exceed that?
Well, it's yet to be seen. We just finished our security assessment, and so I haven't dived into it in depth. It is a very lengthy report, and so I need to find out. And we don't have to do it all at once. This is my report. That's my report card. So we don't have to bring everything completely up to snuff right away. It's a work in progress to get our elections as secure as possible. I will say that in our security assessment, the target for Texas counties is a 2.0. The average for Texas counties so far has been a 0.75, and we came in at 0.81. So we are slightly above average for Texas counties. But we've got some work to do, and that is not only through my office, but it's through some IT issues, and so we need to work on that. But we have funding to do it.
In an example that we were talking about, of one of the expenditures they want us to do is to find some way to secure those electronic voting machines, literally like with a lockable cage that's transported back and forth to the voting location and back into storage and so forth. But
that is a possibility, yes.
Those are like $2,500, $2,000 a piece or something?
The most economical was around $1,000 a piece.
Okay.
And we have 20 polling locations.
So if we spent that $40,000 and maybe another $10,000, we'd only have to match 20% on that $10,000?
That's correct.
All right.
So I'm just here asking for the court's pleasure about signing the resolution that we would accept the funds and accept the terms on the match.
And again, those 5 bullet points, if you agree to participate in these grants, essentially they're saying assign one central point contact in PAM, that we could be audited on how those funds are used. We won't factor in these funds as we're determining our budget for this fall. And then if we are shown to have lost or misused or not complied with the terms of the grant, we would have to return those grant funds back. So that's what Pam is asking for your motion and vote on, to approve her to move forward with these two grants.
Make a motion, we approve the resolution and make Pam our contact person.
Motion by Commissioner Fitch,
Second.
second by Commissioner Parker. Any questions, guys? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Later today, I'll finish up that compliance due by the 14th, and then we'll get this all signed, and I'll get you copies of the original, or not the original, but copies.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much.
Okay, item number 5, discuss, this is an item we discussed a couple of weeks ago. Discuss the installation of a barrier for the district clerk's office at a new revised cost of $5,495 to be paid out of the courthouse security fund. You want to explain what we're doing here?
So I was here a couple of weeks ago, and Brown's Glass, as there was a question as to if they were insured or not.
Brothers.
Brothers Glass. And Brothers Glass is not insured. So that left me with one other quote from Brown's Glass. And so what I did is I went out and retrieved one other quote. So we have two quotes. One's from Longview Glass Company, and then got an adjusted quote from Brown's Glass to make it apples for apples. The quote from Longview Glass, that was one that was emailed pictures to them, and it had a rough estimate on measurements. So it's subject to change as far as, the estimate that Longview gave me was $5,125, but that was subject to change based on measurements or adjustments that needed to be made. And the new Brown's Glass estimate was $5,495. I know it's a little bit more money, but I would rather stick to somebody local. Brown's actually came out and gave an exact measurement, and what their bid is actually what the cost of the project is going to be. So
They were originally 58 something, wasn't it?
Brown's was originally $58.95.
So they came down a little for you.
Right.
But no change in the work or the material or what you
The difference is with the first quote from Brown's was a digital keypad. Then the quote that I got from Longview was with a mechanical keypad. So that's when I had the apples for apples quote with Brown's with the mechanical keypad. So both of them had the exact same type of work, and that was the estimate that I got. So it came down a little bit because of the mechanical keypad.
We know Brown's work, we've seen it here at the clerk's office.
Right.
And in other places, we know they can do the job. Unfortunately, we didn't utilize that 3,000 some odd bid from Brothers Glass.
Right, Brothers was $3,180, and that wasn't including any kind of keypad, whether it's mechanical or digital. So that was when the court allowed for an extra up to $500 for that keypad. So it was going to be more than that $3,100 anyways.
Wait a minute, how much will it be? 3,800?
So no, the one from the original quote that I got from Brothers, from Brothers was $3,180, not including a keypad, which was going to cost up to around $500. But Brothers wasn't insured, so then I had to go back and I went and got an additional quote from Longview Glass, and then we have the Brown's Glass. And Brown's Glass includes a mechanical keypad, and so does Longview Glass.
In other words, that low bid, they don't have any kind of liability insurance, and I don't think we want to do business with somebody that, worst case scenario, if we had an accident or something, they don't have liability cover. We require that with everybody else. It's unfortunate we've got to spend now $2,000 more to deal with the company that has insurance.
Well, they installed the new entranceway to the annex, and they were a lot cheaper then. We used them at that time to make it compliant. Brothers. To comply with the American Handicap.
That was Brothers, I thought it was Brown.
No, Brown would never did give me a bid.
It wasn't Taylor or Brown?
No.
And I know from talking to Brothers Glass, they had insurance before, but then they told me that they hadn't had to use their insurance, so they just didn't want to spend the money on it. So that was my understanding. So some of those savings could be attributed to not having, their cost of insurance. So.
Well, this Longview bid was just guesstimate with pictures. I imagine their bid's probably, time they get done, it's going to be about $5,500. So I'd rather go with Brown's, and I'd like to make a motion to go with Brown's glass and mirror on it.
All right, motion to complete this job made by Commissioner Fitch.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Applewhite. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, thanks, Marcus.
Thank you.
All right, along the same line, we're now going to talk about a similar type security project here right next door to the courtroom in the clerk's office. This is to consider and possibly approve the installation of a door access lock, a remote entry control, video and audio for the entry to the clerk's office, similar to that we put in the county treasurer's office, to be paid out of the courthouse security fund. Do you want me to make a stab at explaining this, or do you want to explain it?
Well, we're doing our job basically without this. However, people feel inconvenienced. If we let people in to do a marriage license, that's the only thing we allow people in for. That's the only thing that we cannot do by mail or phone. And when we do that, there are people out there that they want into. So it's really difficult to do this, but we can still do our job. So it would make the public happier if we could let them in one at a time and one out. If we had an exit door like they do over at auto registration, then we could just funnel them through, but we don't have an exit. So that's why I thought this might be better. It would better serve the public, but we are doing our job. So I just want y'all to know that. But this would make us more accessible to the public.
Questions about this?
You got some prices on it already? Bid on it?
Let me read you this, and I'm going to tell you up front, this is a quote from Newman Electronics. This is Joan's husband. If we've got another source to do something like this, we would get a bid from them, but I don't know of another one in town, and I don't know of another one anywhere around here. But let me read this to you. This would be to install a door access lock. In other words, the door, when you come up to it, is locked. You can't get in until they push the button, which notifies them inside of the office with what, two of these video monitors, or one? Is it just one?
I didn't even read that, so I don't know. It's just, I think he just...
But it enables somebody in your office to see who's out there, to be able to communicate with them, and then punch a button that opens that electronic latch to let them come in.
Yes.
That's the idea. Very similar to what
Sheriff's got. Okay.
It's the same setup. So the scope of the work would be to install a door strike and an intercom control with audio and video so that the clerk's deputies can grant access to individuals into their office. The system has a camera with a microphone so that they can see people wishing to gain entry and converse with them before access is granted. An SD card can be added to record video and audio conversations if desired. Install a keypad on the outside of the door for after hours and normal employee entry. So that way, when Joan comes back from going to the bank, she can enter the code and enter without them having to see who it is. So we're installing install a hands-free A-phone, A-I-P-H-O-N-E is the brand, two-way door intercom system with a door release control. Mount an electronic stripe to the lock. Install a keypad on the outside so that the authorized person can gain entrance, and run wiring to and mount a master station at the first deputy's desk. So that's going to have one location inside. Cost of the project, $1,703 in material and $950 in labor, for a total cost $2,653. Up to 2 additional substations can be installed at the other deputies' desks for an additional cost of $645 per substation and labor to install it. The substation has the same functions and capabilities as the master station. So to get the one station, $2,653 is the turnkey price. Do you anticipate that this will become a normal part of doing business, even if COVID were to go away here in a few months?
In a few months, no, I don't anticipate it to be something that I would need. I just have to go at 4.5 feet, so there's no way to social distance people at this time.
But when COVID is no longer a threat, do you think you'll continue to use this? Okay. So maybe keeping the one console inside would be adequate.
That would be smart if we had.
Questions?
Make a motion.
That Commissioner Parker, Commissioner Applewhite makes a motion to approve this work, $2,653.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Fitch. All in favor, say aye. Let's remember that when we're putting together our costs that we have incurred related to COVID for reimbursement from the state and feds, let's list this on here. Maybe a long shot, but if we can get that reimbursed, we certainly should. And we haven't racked up a lot of expenses. Basically, it's been hand sanitizer and not a whole lot beyond that. Okay, did we take a vote on that?
Mm-hmm.
Item 7, discuss the possible online purchase of a tractor through Auctioneer Express. Commissioner Applewhite.
Yeah, we found that we needed another pull tractor. We have 2 tractors we can shred with, and we may not buy it, but just give me an opportunity just to bid on it and see, and everything. Just it's to be able to bring it to the court and say yes or no. But I would like to bid on it.
So this is not a replacement of a piece of equipment. This is an addition.
Right.
What's your expected cost on this? Or what would you like to see?
I'd say 23,000, but it's a cab tractor. It's a case tractor, and I'd like to bid on it.
We'll make a motion, let him bid on it, do what is his discretion.
You've got budgeted funds to do this. All right, motion for approval of Do you want to put a dollar limit on this? Do you want to put a dollar limit in your motion?
No, I'll let him get discretion on that.
All right, the motion is to give authorization to Commissioner Allen White to bid on a tractor for shredding purposes.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Parker. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, it's that time of the year when we're going to review some bids for some of the work and materials that we bid each year. We're going to deal with our heating, ventilation, air conditioning maintenance, our lawn maintenance, fuel, diesel and gasoline, road materials, culverts, and road oil. So Barbara has helped us out this year and hopefully will show that we have streamlined this process. The bids have already been opened. The bids have been provided for you. So let's look here at any particular order you want to go in these, Barbara?
No, sir, but I passed out this document.
Everybody has a copy of the bid package. First on my list here is heating and AC bid tabulation. The dates of the public notice were May 2nd and May 9th. The deadline for bids was May 19th. The bids were opened by Barbara at 10 a.m. on May the 20th. We've received bids from Roberts Air Conditioning and Wood Air Conditioning and Team North Texas, Joseph Armstrong. So the contract effective dates, 1-year contract effective July 1st of this year with an option to renew for 2 additional years upon agreement by the vendor and the county. So you will see there, let's just kind of look over these. This is the first that I've seen on this. The hourly rates there, as you can see, Team North Texas, $120 hourly. Roberts, $60. Wood Air Conditioning has got no response. See note number 2. So I think that Wood is here to explain what they're doing. Overtime rates there, $75 for Roberts and $165 for Team North Texas. Also see note 2 from Wood. Service hours, 8 to 7 for Roberts, 7 to 7 for Wood. Materials markup cost 50% on Roberts, 20% Team North Texas. Estimated annual filter cost $1,068 Roberts. Included from Wood and additional cost Team North Texas. Scope of work, no change in the scope of work. See note number 3 from Wood. No change from Team North Texas. In other words, they're accepting whatever was laid out there in what we put as the scope of work. We have a non-collusion affidavit, which is a new document that we're utilizing this year that, correct me, Barbara, basically states that this was an independently arrived at bid and had no, that this was not discussed or manipulated with anybody in the county. Other rates, Roberts Air Conditioning, see note number 4. Wood Air Conditioning, $149 per system, 45 systems. In other words, 45 units is the estimate, $6,705 annually. So it looks like Wood is giving you a flat rate on per unit. Team North Texas did not quote other rates. General liability insurance, all of these include general liability insurance. So let me go over some of these notes. Roberts Air Conditioning, the 1 and 2 inch filters may need to be changed more than twice a year. This estimate is for twice a year only. Wood Air Conditioning, note number 2. Wood Air Conditioning works and invoices on a flat rate basis. Therefore, they don't have an hourly or an overtime rate. They have a set fee for service work to ensure all their customers are charged the same. Every time they perform service, their flat rate includes all labor and material needed to complete the work. Hourly rates were not provided. Note number 3, also from Wood Air Conditioning, the scope of work for the Titus County heating and air conditioning system as stated in the bid documents is attached. Wood Air Conditioning has attached their own scope of work, which excludes any items not specifically mentioned in their scope of work. High efficiency pleated filters for maximum air filtration will be provided. The scope of work from Wood appears to be shorter than the scope of work for the bid documents. Item number 4, Roberts Air Conditioning. The estimated annual service only costs paid to Roberts Air Conditioning during the 2018 and 19 fiscal years amount to an average of approximately $6,280, excluding filters. Bids are on file at the auditor's office. Are available for review by commissioners and county judge. Do we have reps from anybody here? I see Wood. Anybody else? No Roberts and no Team North Texas. Do you want to speak to the court about this?
So obviously a big difference in our bid versus the others is the hourly rate. So the reason we do that is that you can budget for exactly how much it's going to cost. There's no question of hourly, does it take a little longer than it should have or not? It's going to be the cut and dried, it's this much money per year. We do include filters. We include 2-inch pleated filters, high efficient filters, just like we use in all of our customers' homes. So based on what we've pulled up, it looks like there's 45 units. Could be off a unit or two, but based on the paperwork I've looked through, it appears that there's 45 units in the county that are included on that maintenance. So it comes down to $149 per system. Again, that is flat rate. That won't change. If we get out and run into a problem, that's on us. We're not going to bill the county for another additional half a day or 3 or 4 hours. We eat the cost of that.
And tell me what that gets us.
So we include, this is, obviously we have a ton of these maintenance contracts in the East Texas area, and this is everything we do for everyone else. We wash the units outside. We use a cleaning solution on them. We'll do that in the springtime. We'll check all electrical connections, all the belts, pulleys, adjust everything as necessary. Grease any motors. We have a drain solution that we put in all the drains to help prevent drains from stopping up that can cause ceiling damage, floor damage, different things. Verify proper temp drops and check Freon. Everything to keep that unit as close to manufacturer recommendations that we can possibly do is included in this. Furnace inspections, if you have gas heat, we make sure all safety items are checked. Everything to keep it up to code is par on all these units.
Twice a year?
Twice a year, yes, sir.
Spring, fall, you come and do this work to each of these 45 units?
Correct, yes, sir.
And what if you find one not working?
So if we find one not working, again, we're flat rate, so while we're doing these inspections, the cleaning and everything is included in this. If we run across a part that needs to be addressed, a tweak, not working, we'll bring that to your attention, and it's a cut and dried. Once we give you a price for it, that's what it is. If we get there and we order the wrong part and we have to order another one, I'm not going to bill you any more time for that. We take care of all that. But all of our repair parts, you will receive a discounted price, what we call our club rate, which is a 15% discount over a regular price. And again, say it's a flat rate. So if we tell you it's $149 to fix it, you won't get a bill for more than $149. If it takes an hour or if it takes 4 hours, it's $149.
Say that again, just so I'm understanding. That $149 includes anything additional?
So, no, I probably shouldn't have used $149. So $149 is the per system per year to do maintenance. If we run across a contactor that needs to be replaced, say a contactor is $127, and all of our guys carry a book around with them that's got all of these prices. So Tech A is not going to charge you $127, Tech B is going to charge you $158. It's not going to happen. It's all going to be $127. If we quote that, we get here, the part we brought is no good for some reason, we have to come back for another trip. You're not going to be charged an additional trip fee. You're not going to be charged an additional hourly rate. It's still going to be the same $127 we quoted you. We incur the additional cost at no charge to y'all.
The $127 is the cost of the part?
Correct. That would be the part and labor. So it's flat rate. So
all we're going to pay for is parts the rest of the year. Pay that $149. That's our 2 cleaning inspections, and anytime it goes out, if it goes down on us 3 times, all we've got to be out is the parts.
The part, and then there would be a service call. Anytime we come out that's not for the maintenance, there's a $69 service call.
Okay.
And we don't do overtime rates or anything like that. So if you have an emergency that you need somebody on the weekend or in the evening hours, there's no additional fee. It's that $69 service call only. Okay. No overtime rates or anything like that. It's that same flat rate that we would bill, whether it's Monday at 10 o'clock in the morning or Saturday at 6 o'clock in the evening, same price. $69 service call plus the flat rate on the repair.
If you found that problem, say that bad contactor, I know I've had to deal with that personally, and they find it there in the spring or the fall,
then yes, it is only the price of that repair, no service call fee on top of that. If we're there for your maintenance check and we find a part that needs repaired, it's just the $127 for the part, just the price for the part, no service call on top of that.
Service call is only when you come on a non-twice-a-year trip?
Only when y'all call us and say, hey, I've got a problem. If we're there for your routine maintenance, you don't pay a service fee. Just this $149 per system per year.
What is our service charge right now for a service call? $60? Does that sound right, James?
Yes.
Okay. So we pay a service call also right now for these. So that's, yours is $69?
Ours is $69. And again, that's weekends, after hours, holiday, doesn't matter.
Do we need to replace these filters more often than twice a year?
That's a loaded question.
I don't think we have been.
We recommend, on 2-inch filters, I recommend after 2 months of use, checking them. Theoretically, in the time of the year where the units aren't running as much, you might be able to last 4 to 6 months on those filters. Summertime, when the units are running quite often, every 2 months we recommend checking or changing.
But that's not included here. That would be something
that would
else
be additional.
we would negotiate.
Correct. And we can work a price to do that as well if we need to.
Okay, so $6,705 annually. That's for 2 trips per system.
Correct. Correct.
Okay, Barbara, you said here, these are your notes. Estimated annual service only costs paid to Robert's Air during the 18 and 19 amounted to approximately $6,280, excluding filters, and yours includes filters?
Correct.
Guys, y'all have any questions about this?
I'd like to say I've seen a lot of callbacks on the Justice Center. I haven't been happy with the service we've been getting over there. When Bobby Wood said you're supposed to fix it before you go home, because I used to work for him, and he'd make me fix it, or we'd get somebody to fix it. So you're going to run into some of that. You're going to run into some things that have been put off that just put Freon in it. Come back next time, put leak detection in it, never find it. But so I've been seeing, we've been having a lot of maintenance issues that could have been avoided, I'm thinking. So I like what y'all are telling us.
Questions, comments?
I'd make a motion, we go with air conditioning on this.
You like the thick talk? You like the thick talk?
Yeah, I like it. Well, just from what I know, speaking from experience, what I've seen, I know some of the problems have been fixed, supposedly, and I hope they were. And I've just always questioned our service we've had since I've been commissioner, because it comes to mind to me, and I've asked the Justice Center what's going on over there and such like that. But their reputation, I like that. I like what I've ever dealt with them, and I feel we're confident we'll have us a good company there for our needs.
I'll second that motion.
Second by Commissioner Riddle. Questions, comments, discussion? Okay, the motion is to award the 1 year. How does the option work? Do we have to renegotiate a price, or does this price stay for the next 2 years? I don't know.
This price will be good if y'all choose to continue to do business with us for the next 2 years.
Okay.
Without
So we can get 3 years. If we're happy at the end of year 1, we can
extend it for 2
roll
more
that
years.
option over for 2 more years.
Absolutely.
That's that same price.
Correct.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Thank you.
Counting on you guys. Thank you. All right, let's move on to lawn maintenance. Anybody here for lawn maintenance? Okay, we've got 2 bids here. Likewise, these were advertised May 9 and 16. Deadline was the 27th. Bids were opened on the 28th by Barbara. You've got bids from Luke Dufresne, who is our current service provider. He does business as ROK Enterprises. And then Wilbanks Lawn Care. That's a new name. I'm not familiar with Wilbanks, haven't bid with us before. Contract effective dates. This is a 1-year contract starting July 1 of this year with option to renew for 2 additional years. Same price. ROK, Luke Dufresne, $12,000. No change in the scope of work that we've presented to him. He obviously knows the scope of work. He's done it now for a year. Wilbanks Lawn Care, $16,200. See Note 1. Note 1, the scope of work required that shrubs were to be trimmed as needed to conform to appropriate landscape design. The bid from Wilbanks Lawn Care includes a statement that the shrubs were bid on a 4-time per year trimming. There is a non-collusion affidavit from both of these. Other rates, no other rates are quoted by ROK. $60 an hour would be other rates from Wilbanks, I guess if we added a special project to them. Both have general liability insurance. So again, $12,000 versus $16,200.
Make a motion, we go with ROK.
Motion is made to continue with ROK by Commissioner Parker, $12,000 a year. I think we pay that monthly, don't we, Barbara? $1,000 a month just throughout the year.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Applewhite. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, next we have fuel. These are fuel bids. Public notice was posted May 2 and May 9. Deadline was the 19th. Bids were opened on the 20th. We've received bids from Jackson Oil, Chuck Burge, and Oil Co. Distributing, New Boston, Texas. Any of these companies here? Nope. Contract effective dates, 1-year contract effective July 1. this year with an option to renew for 2 additional years. Okay, brand of fuel, these are both unbranded. The octane is 87 or 93 that's from Jackson. It's 87 or 91 from Oil Co. Distributing. Profit per gallon is 9 cents on Jackson Oil, and Oil Co. Distributing is 21 cents. So I guess that's their markup over their cost. Both have a non-collusion affidavit and general liability insurance. So again, it looks like the fuel available is comparable. 9-cent markup from Jackson and a 21-cent markup from Oil Co. Oil Co. is out of New Boston. I don't know if I said that or not.
Make a motion, we'll go with Jackson.
Motion to award the bid to Jackson Oils made by Commissioner Fitch.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Parker. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, everybody's got copies of these in front of you. These are road materials. Date of notice posted in the paper May 9, May 16th. The deadline May 27th. Bids opened on the 28th. We've got a variety of providers here. Many of the names you're familiar with: H.E. Span, R.K. Hall, Seaton Construction, Martin Marietta, Richard Drake, and then WMCCP Solutions of Ohio. It's a 1-year contract, effective July 1, with 2 renewal years available upon agreement by vendor and county. Responses were not received on all types of road materials requested. This summary includes all the responses that were returned. So you're used to seeing that. Some of these companies specialize in one product and don't bid on all of these products. Your FOB locations and addresses, if you're going to pick up H.E. Span out on Highway 67 East, Martin Marietta would be in Sawyer, Oklahoma, or as noted, R.K. Hall, Sawyer, Oklahoma, or as noted, Richard Drake out of Paris, Seaton Construction over in Hughes Springs, or as noted, and WMCCP Solutions in Pittsburgh on FM 1735. Let's start with seal coat. We've got seal coat aggregate, TYB/GR4. You guys know what that is, I hope. Delivered prices: H.E. Span $45.10 and R.K. Hall $49.04.
You know, on that flex base, ash, flash out of,
Sir?
we don't have a picked up price. With us having that extra 18-wheeler sitting around, we used to.
Well, we're not on ash yet. We're on seal coat. Are you talking about seal coat?
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Let's just go with one of these at a time. Let's go with seal coat aggregate.
Yeah.
You've got 2 delivered quotes, $45.10 and $49.04. If you want to pick it up, Martin Marietta says $65.50 and R.K. Hall says $30. Is this a product that sometimes you can't get from one or the other, or you always have a supply from these guys?
We get a Span this last year.
Well, Span is your lower quote at $45.10,
Yeah.
and R.K. Hall at $49.04. Is there ever a time when Span can't get what you need there?
Yeah, that could be, but usually not, because we give him plenty of time.
Well, what I'm saying is, I think in the past you all have
Yeah.
you have awarded these bids with also the understanding that if you can't get it there for some reason, they're out or can't deliver or their trucks are broken down, that you can buy from the other supplier.
But this might be not a good time to ask it, but in the past, if they couldn't get it, we went to the next guy. Next best price. I mean, I didn't know that we were committed to getting it. I mean, we called them first because they were got the bid, but I just wonder how that.
Our prices last year on the aggregate was, Span had 43.56 and RK Hall had 48.36, so it's 45.10, 49.04. Went up slightly. But Alan had told me that here a while back when I got mine that it was probably going to go up this year, that he had already got a price increase, but they couldn't do it until July 1 of this year before they could go up on it.
Well, I would suggest that you consider a motion that would utilize the lowest price available at any given time, whether that's Span or RK Hall.
I make that motion.
A motion by Commissioner Parker,
Second.
second Commissioner Fitch. So again, to repeat, that would be to approve these vendors at these specific prices based on availability, with the understanding we will always use the cheapest price when available. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, Flex Base Ash Type A, price per ton. We've got a delivered price of $16.75, and that is from Span, $16.75, and you've got a picked up price of $10 from WMCCP in Pittsburgh. Is that the pickup point there in Pittsburgh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Out here at the power
At
plant.
Welch Power Plant.
Welch Power Plant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, of course, it's probably not important, but we have one 18-wheeler, and we picked up all the fly ash ourselves with our mechanics helper. But since we've increased that to a highly paid job, I guess that we can't pick it up anymore, huh? Why don't we pick it up? We paid $10 instead of paying for delivery.
That's if that $10 is if we pick it up.
Right, but I wonder why we can't. There's 18-wheelers sitting around. We bought an extra. We got two of them now. Huh?
Why can't we pick it up?
I don't know.
We do. We can if you want to.
I see bills come through where my fellow commissioners hire Seaton to Span to deliver it. But
Sometimes
we got
I have it delivered. Sometimes I go get it myself, even with my little truck, so I can run out there and get some.
no 18-wheelers.
Yeah, but I can take a 6-yard out there and get it too. I've done that a few times when I got time. And then sometimes I'll have him bring it to me when I need it fast. So, and then, like I said, we can use our own truck. So I do a little of both.
It's
I
not
pick all mine up.
Okay.
You got
Just
two
a
supplier
question.
choices. One is a delivered price, one is a picked up price. Those are the only options that you're given here. So again, I would suggest that you approve these two vendors and that we pick up as often as we can pick up at $10.
Make that motion.
Motion is made to approve Span and WMCCP as your approved vendors for fly ash type A, $16.75 per ton delivered Span, $10 picked up WMCCP out of Pittsburgh. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Jimmy.
I second.
You seconded it?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't say that. Okay, this is bottom ash as opposed to type A. And same vendors, same situation, delivered price $12.75 and a picked up price of $6. So it looks like the differential between the two is the same. It's a $6.75 premium per ton to have it delivered. Again, Span or WMCCP, $12.75 or $6 picked up.
I make that motion.
Motion is to approve these two vendors for either delivered or picked up bottom ash.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Parker, second Commissioner Commissioner Applewhite. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Move on to flexible base. 2-inch limestone base. We've got two suppliers here, Span and Martin Marietta. The Span is offering you a delivered price of $22.10. And a picked up price of $22.96. How does that work? And then a Martin Marietta is giving you a Hugo, Oklahoma pickup price of $9.25. So obviously a big reduction there if you go to Hugo, Oklahoma and pick that up. Barbara, you going to check on that, those prices?
Delivered price for 2-inch limestone base, $22.10 per ton. Picked up price, $22.96 per ton. That's what they're turning.
Okay. You have the same similar situation in the limestone
the
on the
1
next
3/4.
on the 1 3/4 limestone.
So is 1.5.
Maybe there's a reason there that they want you to deliver it.
1 3/4. Yeah, okay, gotcha.
So they even allow
I guess he has to reload out there on his yard, piles it up at his yard, and then he loads you out. You go get it here in town.
So he's incentivizing you to deliver it then. Does that sound right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so you can pick it up or it'll be delivered by Span, or you can pick it up only if you're dealing with Martin Marietta.
Make that motion.
You may.
All I think here, the Martin Marietta is alternate, it's not 2 inches, 1 3/4.
Yes, okay.
What we requested was 2 inches, what they did was 2 inches.
Okay, let's hold on a second there. So do we have two products or we don't? It's all 1 3/4?
No, it's 2 inch and
Span is 2 inch, they did on 2 inch.
Okay, Span is abiding by a 2-inch spec, and Martin Marietta is telling you all we've got is 1 3/4.
right.
Okay.
And the only way you can get it from Martin Marietta is pick it up.
Okay. All right, well, let's approve the 2-inch is only going to be available from Span. If you're willing to go with 1 3/4, you can pick that up at $9.25 from Martin Marietta. So you've got those two vendors and those two prices for 2-inch limestone base.
Make a motion.
Okay, motion is to approve these two vendors, Span and Martin Marietta.
Second.
Note that, second by Commissioner Fitch, note that it is actually a 1 3/4 spec from Martin Marietta if you're going to pick up there in Hugo at $9.25. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Moving on to additional limestone, other limestone. This one goes from 2-inch down to 1 3/4. I don't know how you differentiate, but they're going to charge you a little bit more at Span. They're going to jump from $22.10 up by 50 cents to $22.60. His picked up price remains the same at $22.96, and that's the same product that was previously bid by Martin Marietta, also a 1 3/4. So that's the only size that they have until we get down to this 3-inch size. That'll be the next item. So I would ask for you to approve these two vendors and their delivered and picked up prices respectively on 1 3/4 limestone.
Make a motion, we approve.
Motion to do that is made by Commissioner Parker,
Second.
second by Commissioner Fitch. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And now we go to the 3-inch limestone, only available picked up in Hugo, Oklahoma through Martin Marietta. So I would ask you to approve them as your vendor.
Make that motion.
Motion by Commissioner Applewhite. Commissioner Parker.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Applewhite. Now we go to sandstone base.
Vote. Need to vote. Need to vote.
Need to vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Go to sandstone base, 1.5-inch sandstone base, TxDOT Type A, Grade 2, or equivalent price per ton. You've got two possibilities for delivered. You've got Span at $25.20, RK Hall at $28.54. You've got 3 possibilities for picked up. Once again, we've got a higher price from Span at $26.45, and you've got $9.25 from Martin Marietta and $9.50 from RK Hall. Both of those are out of Sawyer, Oklahoma. So your pickup price winner should be Martin Marietta at $9.25, and your delivered price ought to be $25.20 from Span. Again, with approval on alternates only in the event of lack of availability.
Make a motion to approve them.
Motion to approve is made by Commissioner Fitch.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Applewhite. All in favor, say aye. Let's go to an alternate size of sandstone base. We spec'd just TxDOT Type A, so they're calling it 1 3/4 at Span. They're calling it 1 1/2 at Martin Marietta. They're calling it 1 3/4 from RK Hall. You can see your prices there. Delivered, Span 25.70 and RK Hall 29.04 delivered. Your picked up prices, the only 2 competitive bids are going to be Martin Marietta at $9.50 and RK Hall at $10. So I'd suggest you approve Span as your primary, RK Hall as your backup in the event of non-availability on delivery, and your picked up winner of Martin Marietta at $9.50. Is that at the same yard, the Martin Marietta and the RK Hall?
No.
No.
Same yard.
No.
Okay. They just both happen to be in Sawyer where the product is, I guess. Okay.
Make that motion.
Motion's made by Commissioner Applewhite.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Parker. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, let's go to flex space. Crushed iron ore and gravel, prices per cubic yard, picked up at the pit. Picked up is all we've got. We've got Martin Marietta in Sawyer, Oklahoma, $9.25, or Seton Construction, $15 in Hugh Springs.
Make a motion, go with Seton.
Motion is made to go with Seton due to the proximity of the pickup.
We can use that Martin Marietta for a backup if we want to go that far.
All right, that's part of the motion. Primary supplier be Seton. I'll second that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. What is this other product? Crushed iron ore gravel. What's the difference?
That's the same thing.
Pick it
Pick
up
it up
in
in Cookeville. He already
Oh,
moved
okay,
it
he's got
from
2
Hugh Springs.
locations. You can
Yeah.
pick it up in Cookeville for a little cheaper than Hugh
Right.
Springs. Pick it up for $22 there. Where do y'all normally go?
According to how quick I'm needing it, if I'm needing it pretty quick, I run to his yard because I'm not very far from it. But
Okay.
if it's where I can run to Hugh Spring, pick it up, send one of our trucks down there, well, I'll do that.
All right, let's approve, I would suggest you approve Seton as your backup supplier for a Cookville pickup location.
Make that motion.
We can go pick it up ourselves
Yeah.
at Hughes Spring.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got two options, Hugh Springs or Cookville.
I know, but they don't have a pickup charge. Well, I guess
What about
He's got a pickup charge.
What about a pickup charge?
there wasn't one, there is for Cookville. I don't think there
It's
is.
15 at Hugh Springs.
$15 in Hugh Springs,
right
but
above
it's a
it.
longer trip. It's $22 in Cookville, which is closer.
Right, okay, yeah.
Well, let's approve, one of you will make the motion to approve Seton Construction's Cookville location as an alternate for crushed iron ore gravel.
Make that motion.
Motion Applewhite, second Parker, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Washed pea gravel, you've got two options. You can have it delivered by span, or you can pick it up in Eagletown, Oklahoma from Martin Marietta at $12.75, or in the event that span is unable to deliver, you can pick it up there at span for $27.52. So I would suggest you make span your delivery choice, and either Martin Marietta would be your cheaper, if it's cheaper to pick it up at that price than it is to have it delivered by span.
Well, our truck can't run out of state anyway. We're not set up to run out of state, so we really can't go pick it up.
But we don't pick up pea gravel in Eagletown.
We, Span delivered all of mine this year.
Okay. So we're not capable of picking up in Eagletown, Oklahoma?
Not unless we send Span or somebody
So
to
there's
get
no
it.
point, well,
We'll have to
Span's
have-
your primary delivery. Okay, well, you can still approve that as an alternative backup for pickup.
I make that motion.
All right, motion is made by Commissioner Parker to approve H.E. Span as your delivery choice on washed pea gravel with pickup alternatives from Martin Marietta or Span, depending upon availability of trucks and what's the cheaper route.
Second.
Is there a second? Commissioner Fitch, all in favor, say aye.
Yeah.
This is, next item is number 57 stone, 1-inch concrete stone, priced per ton. You have one bid from Martin Marietta, and it can be picked up only in Sawyer, Oklahoma at $15 if you can arrange transportation. So that's an easy motion.
Make a motion, we approve it.
Commissioner Parker makes that motion.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Fitch. All in favor, say aye. We've got hot oil sand, type D, 9% rock, 85% field sand, and 1.6% AC, 1.5 oil, 6%. You've got two possible vendors here. The delivered price from RK Hall, $72, Richard Drake, $76.10, or you can pick it up and get it for $66 from Hall or $66.80 from Drake. The Hall location is Mount Pleasant, and the Drake location is Paris. So I'd suggest you approve both of these vendors based upon your needs and to always use the cheaper supplier.
Make that motion.
Motion is made by Commissioner Fitch.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Parker. All in favor, say aye. Type D cold mix, State of Texas specs. Once again, you have RK Hall and Richard Drake. Delivered price on this Type D cold mix, $73 from Hall, $81.80 from Drake. Your pickup price is $67 from Hall and $68.90 from Drake. So RK Hall is your winner on both counts. I suppose you better approve Drake as an alternative backup in the event of unavailability from Hall.
Make the motion, we
Motion's made
go
for
with
that
RK
by
Hall
Commissioner
and the others
Fitch.
on availability.
Oh, you got cold, RK Hall never has any here. If it-
Yeah,
they
it
make
had-
it up,
it had to
it
be-
gets old, it gets a week old,
Have to be on that day.
and it sometimes, it's terrible. I mean, it's just hard, RK Hall. Drake is the same.
find yourself going to Drake most of the time?
Yes, sir.
Well, you've
We do.
approved them as your
We do.
backup.
We have bought it at RK Hall when it's fresh stuff. We knew it was just made yesterday, but they hold it a week or two or 10 days, 2 weeks before they make any more.
Second the motion.
Seconded by Commissioner Applewhite. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, let's go to the Type D hot mix. Still Hall and Drake, and Hall is your delivered price winner at $76 versus $80.70 from Drake. You can pick it up, however, from Drake in Paris at $67.80 versus $72 from Hall. So I would recommend that you make RK Hall your delivery choice if the product is what you want and you've got Drake as a backup, and likewise with your pickup prices, $67.80 from Drake if available, and $72 from Hall.
Make that motion.
Motions, Commissioner Parker makes that motion.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Fitch. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, Type D hot mix laid down for you, delivered and applied, $120, minimum tonnage of 500 tons. That is only from Richard Drake. It's the only bid we've got there. 120 per ton, minimum of 500 tons. Richard Drake.
Make a motion, we approve it.
Motion to approve Drake on that Type D hot mix, Commissioner Parker.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Applewhite. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, this is plant mix seal laid down with 6.2% oil and 100% Type D aggregate. This is a price per ton. You only have a bid from Richard Drake, also with a 500-ton minimum. That price is $129.60. Need a motion to approve that supplier. Motion is made by Commissioner Parker.
Second.
Seconded Commissioner Applewhite. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Type F cold mix, 1.5 oil, price per ton. We're back to Hall and Drake. Hall is your preferred delivery at $81 versus $82.90 from Drake. And your picked up price from Hall is $75 and $73.90 from Drake. So I would recommend that you approve both of these vendors and go with the cheapest price when you're ready to buy it based upon availability and quality.
Make a motion.
Commissioner Applewhite makes the motion.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Parker. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And our last product here is high performance. High performance what? What is that? What is high
That's our winter mix that we use to patch and all with it.
an asphalt?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah.
This is only available from RK Hall, delivered at $122.75 and picked up at $105. That pickup point is in Greenville. So that is one vendor there.
Make a motion, we approve.
Motion to approve RK Hall by Commissioner Parker.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Fitch. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Barbara, thank you very much for organizing that. Yes. Culverts.
Next few pages.
our
Well, I'm
motions.
still going to stop and thank you, because that sure made that job go easier. Okay, I've got a 10:30 conference call, so I'm looking at what I can turn over to you guys. How about I let you all deal with these culverts and road oil after I step out? Let's cover a couple other items while I'm still here. Ma'am? Okay. Let's skip culverts and road oil for now, and I'll leave that with the commissioners. Let's jump to approve oral and written reports.
Make that motion.
Commissioner Applewhite is approving the oral and written reports of county officials.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Parker. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And then the treasurer's report there along with it from Cheryl.
Make that motion also.
Motion seconded by Commissioner Applewhite, seconded by Commissioner Fitch. Hang on one second. I want to look at something. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Budget amendments?
I have one.
Okay.
It's related to the juvenile detention. You and I were talking about that just this is Brian Clayton. He thinks it will take about $15,000 more to get us ready for this fiscal year.
Okay, juvenile detention, this is costs that are beyond our control when we have juveniles that have to be sent off to a specific detention center, and those prices can be anywhere from free to $200 a day for these kids. And unfortunately, we've not had a real good year there. So $15,000 is what he's estimating, and that's your amendment to add an additional. So this is new money coming out of contingency to fund juvenile expenses here for their detention coming out of juvenile probation. $15,000 addition to their budget, taking that out of contingency.
Make a motion, we do that.
Motion's made by Commissioner Fitch.
Second.
And a second by Commissioner Parker. All in favor of approving that $15,000, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item 12, signed pay orders and approved payments.
Make a motion to pay our bills.
Motion's made by Commissioner Parker to pay those bills.
He made
Commissioner Applewhite.
I'll second.
Start off a little higher. And second by Commissioner Parker. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Brief closing comments that I've got. I'm going to jump on our daily COVID conference call here in just a minute. I've got a couple of minutes left. Our cases now, we crossed over the 600 barrier, I guess, on Friday. We got estimated recoveries somewhere in the low 100s. That's a difficult figure. We've got so many of these cases now. It's hard for the state to even keep up with tracking these, much less follow up with these patients to find out when they are recovered. I think we've got an actual formal recoveries that they have actually documented of somewhere around 60, but the estimates also provided by the state are around 115, 116, I think. The peace march or parade that began at the Civic Center on Saturday was a smooth success, I hear. I was not able to attend, but everybody said it went off well, thanks to the mayor and the city and the fire department for providing personnel. All of our law enforcement looked like were there and represented. You know, that's the way we like to see things happen. That was a great event, and I appreciate those that had the idea to do that. And I believe that we're a wonderful county, and I think we're the model for other counties, and we want to ensure that we continue to do that from all sides of that, you know, from law enforcement to regardless of your race, color, or creed. Working together in harmony is what we're about here in Titus County and Mount Pleasant, and I applaud our first responders. They do a terrific job, so thank you to them. I don't have anything else, and thank you for filling in for me here to finish up on these two. Can I give you these papers here when I'm done here? Just a second to wrap that up. Closing comments. Y'all want to do those now?
Bidding on stuff, makes me think, where are we on bidding on that property on the block of Annex? Or
Neither one of these parties are motivated to sell. In fact, they have told me no right now. That's where we are. Even the wife of Mr. Spears has now kind of taken over those negotiations from the son-in-law, and I won't say that they won't come back at some point, but right now she's not sure what she wants to do. She's frustrated with the repair and maintenance and water leaks issue, but she's not at any price interested in selling right now. And same with the owner of Patty Clemens Insurance. As she gets closer toward making retirement decisions, she is not interested in selling. She believes her business is worth more than the real estate value there. So that may be something we should gather up and discuss soon, but that's where we are on those. Anything else? Commissioner Fitch?
I'm good. Just wish everybody stay safe, protect yourself from the virus.
What
And,
Commissioner Riddle
hope it
was
gets
talking
better.
about was, by the way, was the two pieces of property at the back corner of our annex that we had talked back nearly a year ago about trying to purchase so that we could proceed with an annex project, rebuilding of Justice Center. And right now we've got two landowners, property owners on that block that are not interested in selling even after we got those properties appraised. Commissioner Applewhite?
No.
Commissioner Parker? No. All right, thank you. I will step out. That leaves us with two items plus an adjournment, and Commissioner Fitch will pick up here on culverts and road oil bids.
I think Commissioner Riddle should do it.
Culverts on top, and there's a road oil on bottom.
what do you want? For the bids?
Yeah, just willing to prove it. Seemed like all we got for concrete was Cox on those concrete culverts. So on that's a no-brainer. Make a motion that we approve the Cox concrete on the concrete culverts.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Approve that concrete culvert. So turn over page 2, plastic culverts.
Who made the motion? Or
I made the motion.
Who seconded it? Oh,
Riddle seconded it.
oh, he did. Okay. Go ahead.
So this is just double wall plastic culverts, so National or Holmes concrete. Looks like it's kind of topsy-turvy between each one all the way down, so it's kind of availability.
Well, they don't make concrete.
Yeah, I'm talking about, I mean, National Wholesale or Holmes. So, make a motion, we go with National or Holmes, whichever's cheapest on availability on those plastic culverts.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Parker? Thanks, aside. And then we have the couplers. National Wholesale has them. So that's a no-brainer. Make a motion, we accept National Wholesale's bids on those couplers. Have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Parker, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
These was what we decided was going to require insurance.
For what now? What kind of insurance?
We generally require general liability insurance. But the question that comes to my office, are we going to require that for these culverts if we don't go, if we only go get them? So that will be coming on our property.
We always go get them. They don't never deliver.
That's what they're saying, they don't deliver.
They don't deliver.
To have to provide
Right.
general liability.
We go pick them all up.
So is that okay with y'all?
They're a store anyway, so they don't need it.
Who's going to see it?
Yeah, they're good. So we're going to move over to page 1 on the emulsified asphalts. Shepherd, Texas, if we want to go get it.
Where is Shelley?
They have a delivery price too. Cleveland Asphalt.
How far
I don't
is
know where
Shepard?
that's at.
Where is it? I don't know where it is.
Just out of Houston.
Huh?
Just out of Houston. If it's where I'm thinking it is.
I think possibly on page 2 there, at the bottom of page 1. Oh, no, there's a Shepherd on there. Cleveland, that's not Shepherd.
Yes, it's north of Houston, north of the Woodlands.
Between Cleveland and Goodrich.
That's a pretty good run there.
The stuff from Ergon is CSS1 per gallon, and it's got the delivered price and then the pickup
Pickup.
price. Now, last year, he charged for delivery, but it was like another,
Minimum, so much a tanker, something, wasn't it? We had to get
like that, there was a flat rate.
so much a day just for the tanker, $800, wasn't it?
You don't have that this year. And I really think
I'm sure he'll do us a tanker deal. Make a motion, go with the Ergon asphalt on all those asphalt products. And we could
second
use
that.
that Cleveland for backup.
Yeah.
Commissioner Riddle second that. Is everybody in favor? All in favor, say aye. Aye. That wraps that all up. Riddle, everything good? Okay. Barbara, is that good? Okay. Close us.
What about these here?
What?
Emulsions,
Emulsion products?
Yeah.
I just said all of them,
Oh, okay.
since Aragon's local
Okay.
and the easiest for us.
Second that. Didn't we vote?
And Commissioner Riddle seconded it. We're good on
Okay.
all those.
All right.
Okay.
I think the mayor, knowing that these two motions is an alternate product here, but we are still allowed to buy one through the social tax that we have.
Yes, and it's totally different than what we use that for, chip sealing, so they're kind of their own little business. All right. Make us a motion, get out of here.
Anybody make a, you made a motion, we adjourn?
You, do it. Shut us down.
Anybody? Anything else, or anybody
We're good.
entertaining a motion to close?
Second motion to adjourn. All in favor? Aye.